There's one really interesting thing, which is a great general summary of the kind of approach to just succeeding in anything, whether it be a project or business or life or whatever. And it's basically about how to really understand the difference between failure and success, and to really understand what's happening as we go on our journey through life. And I explain this in one of my YouTube videos. I talk about it in the context of fundraising. Now, when you're fundraising for a business or your business, whatever, startup or whatever stage you're at, there's a huge array of so many different kinds of investors out there, from angel investors to VCs to private equity funds, private family offices, big VCT trusts, and a whole massive array. Now, and they all tend to have different preference over what kind of ticket sizes they want to invest in, whether it be early stage, small tickets, high risk, or later stage, kind of scale up funds and whatnot. And then they also have different kind of industry preferences, whether they want to be looking at software as a service or platform plays or operating businesses. And even within those industries, they then have their own kind of different viewpoints on what's going to work in that industry, what's not going to work in that industry. And then with all of that, you've also got kind of the character fit and vibe when you're talking to the partners of the fund to see if they're if you're going to kind of get on well with them. So when you kind of multiply all those factors, different investor types, different ticket sizes, different industries, different preferences, different character fit, you start to get this huge, dauntingly enormous array of different options and different investor types out there. Now, what's really interesting is that a typical thing which I hear people say about fundraising, and I'm talking about fundraising, but it applies equally to kind of any type of project that you're looking at, is a typical thing that I hear people say is that it's a numbers game. You've got to just keep on going and going and going until you get the job done, until you get that investment. Now, that is true. That is what's happening. That's correct. That's a factually correct statement. But I think it's really powerful to look at what's happening below the surface. When you do get that investment, or when you do reach the success of the project or whatever it is, all that's happened is you've managed to identify in that massive, daunting array of people which of those investors is actually the right one for you, who invests at your stage in your industry, has your same viewpoint on what the industry is going to do, and you have the right fit. That's all you've actually done. You haven't just gone until some guy just gave you the money, right? You actually found your match. And what's powerful about that is, imagine that you're in a library of thousands of books, and you've been told and and you believe that there are maybe 2 or 3 keys. 2 or 3 of these books have got a key hidden inside the pages, right? And it's the key to your success, or whatever however you want to call it, right? And all you have to do is find one of these 3 books, because there's always been multiple ways to succeed, right? One of these 3 books that's got the key in it. Now, you start opening books, right? And let's just say you've opened, 100, 200, 300 books and you haven't found your key yet. Do you feel like a failure? Now, if the answer's no to that, then if the answer's yes, I feel like a failure, or I feel like I'm not good enough at this, then you're coming from the wrong place. Because if you really do believe that you are in this library and you've opened 300 books, you'll start to think, well, great, 300 down, there's only 2,000 books in this room, I'm getting closer and closer to my target. So it's this shift from, it's not going to be in this book, to, is it in this one? Is it in this one? And the more and more books you open, the more and more likely it is that you're going to get your outcome. Because all you're doing is finding the one which matches what you're after.
And that actually makes a profound shift. And that also, you're saying, makes a profound shift with the conversation in your head, I'm guessing.
Yeah, absolutely. Because when you then look at map that to your value system, you've understood that when you're getting a no, it's no longer a failure, right? So you're not fighting against receiving a no. You actually want to receive a no because you literally are one book closer to finding your book, right? So you then align yourself with a no so that when you get a no, it's pushing you forwards. And then, because you know that your key exists and you have to believe that your key exists out there, you're then also being pulled towards your vision. And so you create this kind of mechanism in your core belief system where it doesn't matter what the fuck happens, it's pushing you forward. And that's the switch to make.